Boss fights are the highlights in many video games. It signals to the player that they've reached a certain point in the game that will test their skill. The Master System is home to some amazing games, complete with their own incredible boss fights. And today, I'm showcasing 10 of the best boss fights on the Master System. I picked a few minds in the community on this topic, and this is collectively what we came up with. If this is your first time on my channel, or if you just haven't yet, make sure you hit that sub button because I have plenty of Master System content ranging from countdowns, retrospectives, and my personal collection of Master System games. Make sure you hit that checkpoint and get that save password as we're strapping up for the best boss fights on the Master System. Our first boss is nightmare fuel for anyone that is claustrophobic. Mandara from Shinobi starts out as a menacing wall that creeps slowly toward you. There's no escape though, as a field of electricity blocks your exit. It's just you and a creeping wall of death. The trick is a quick trigger. You must destroy each section of the wall as fast as possible before it pushes you into the electric field. Once you survive the wall attack, you'll face off against a giant face that moves up and down on a wall, shooting fireballs that bounce at random. It involves a lot of skill and a little luck, but Mandara is one of the most intimidating boss fights in Master System games. You better be leveled up for this fight. Dark Falls presents a huge challenge to JRPG lovers. Level grinding is key in being prepared for this fight, as the villain of the galaxy has very powerful attacks and a huge life meter. Magic attacks will help you defeat this evil being, but you'll need to heal and come equipped to withstand his attacks that can do up to 80 damage. Keeping burgers in stock will help heal you while you whittle away at his health. The final boss in Phantasy Star is a very tough one, but to see the credits roll, it's all worth it. Teamwork makes the dream work, and you'll need to work together when you play the co-op version of Double Dragon on the Master System. Now, the final boss, however, flips the game upside down and throws a wrench in that teamwork. Once the final level is completed, the game makes player 1 and player 2 face off in the ultimate battle of skill to see who is the true beat-em-up king. The winner of the final duel wins the heart of Mary Ann, who you rescue from the clutches of an evil gang. Not only pitting twin brothers against each other, but making the players face off without warning is a great twist to end the game. The final boss is as skilled as your couch co-op partner. Some of the best boss fights in video game history have different stages and forms to them. The final boss in Master of Darkness follows that formula. Once you defeat his first form, which is no easy challenge, with pikes coming up from the floor as he rains attacks from above, he'll transform into a larger version of himself and duplicate. While he's really not tough to defeat once you know how to defeat him, it's still cool seeing an intense boss fight transformation. The final portion of Castle of Illusion is a doozy. Not only do you defeat a huge dragon, but you have the final boss right afterward. The key to this fight is picking up the lantern that will light up the room. Without the lantern, you won't be able to see the ledges. This witch will fire off shots at you while you run toward the lantern. Once you have it in hand, you'll need to chuck it at her to cause damage. You'll need to repeat this process as the room grows dark each time the lantern leaves your hands. In a way, it kind of reminds me of a typical fight with Dr. Wily from Mega Man. The witch even gets down on her knees and begs just like he does after defeating her. Yes, R-Type is filled with incredible boss fights, and you could easily choose the first boss for this pick as this giant alien comes onto the screen, dropping your jaw in awe, but we're going to cheat a bit and select Level 3 in its entirety. Level 3 features a mega battleship that you slowly chip away at, destroying key aspects to it as your ship floats on by. It's very satisfying to pick this ship apart and cause damage. It's a nice change of pace in a game littered with enemies zooming around on the screen. Once you take down this mega ship, the feeling of satisfaction flows within. Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap features so many amazing boss fights, each filled with detail and different strategies on how to defeat them. The size of the bosses is also impressive compared to the prequel Wonder Boy in Monsterland, where the sprites were much smaller. I'm choosing the very first boss in the Dragon's Trap, one that you actually fight within the first 2 minutes of the game. The Mecha Dragon is gorgeous and signifies to you what you can expect throughout the entire game as these super detailed and challenging bosses push you. Now this fight is quite easy, but the Mecha Dragon is the first taste of what's to come. Just boop him on the nose a few times and he'll go down, but the fight will have you begging for more. Good thing you have the rest of the game to play. My Hero is a brutally difficult platformer where one hit will kill you. Now I don't particularly like this game, but boy oh boy does it have one of the best and most beautiful boss fights on the Master System. If you are skilled enough to get through the insanity of how difficult the levels are, you'll be treated to a boss fight on the most gorgeous beach, complete with a sunset. The Master System is just showing off with this screen, but it's a great backdrop as you two duel in hand-to-hand combat. Surprisingly, he isn't very tough as you can just jump kick him to death, but fighting him is a little treat after the challenging levels. He'll return each round, but that doesn't mean that sunset isn't beautiful each time. Fantasy Zone is another series filled with incredible boss fights, so it's tough to narrow it down just to one. I'll go with Fantasy Zone 2 and the boss right before you face the finale. This is a technological marvel as the boss is a face on a giant pole that continues to spin around, firing bullets at you. There are some 3D aspects to the face and it turns red the more you damage it. While gamers today might not find this as eye-popping as gamers in the 80s, it did look great at the time and implemented a visual technique not seen often on the Master System. Psychic World features some awesome boss fights, including the huge monster that rains fire down upon you. But we're looking at the final boss fight in this game that has a few notable features. First, it gives you a cutscene complete with dialogue, getting you ready for the fight. Lucia and Dr. Navik jump and begin to fly about the screen in an exciting fight filled with adrenaline. The illusion of the building structure flying by is a nice touch, combined with how quick the battle is presented. This boss fight has a little bit of everything and is an exciting climax to end the game. So those were 10 of the best boss fights on the Master System. Which one of them have you experienced? And which one of them do you want to fight now? Let me know in the comments below, and while you're there, tell me what's your favorite boss fight on the Master System. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel to watch plenty of Master System content. Thanks for watching.